Why hello there, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Meg, and in today's video is the fourth video, the last video in my 4-part series. We've been talking about makeup for beginners. I've been taking you through my entire makeup routine from start to finish, and I'm giving you lots of nuggets of information, lots of tips and tricks along the way for you to really nail down a solid makeup routine and really nail down your techniques and placement and how to use your brushes and all that other fun, good stuff. So today's final video is gonna be like the icing on the cake features, like a little false lash tip, some brow tip for you. And we're gonna be talking about lips as well. So we're talking about brows, lashes, and lips, and I hope it's super helpful for you. If that sounds great to you, learn how I do my brows. These are the easiest false lashes you will ever wear in your life. So if you struggle with false lashes, you're really gonna love these tips. And then I'm gonna show you my signature lip combo that I really love and I think that you're going to love as well. If you are interested in that, just make sure you stay tuned. But before you do, hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and then make sure to follow along on social media where we can be friends. I have all my other videos in this series linked down below so you can catch up if this is the fourth one you're catching on to. Let's just go ahead and get this last video started. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do the brows. I'm gonna share with you how I have been doing my brows lately and just like an easy way to create a nice defined brow. If that is your thing, if very fluffy, not defined brows is your thing, then don't watch this. People have opinions on brows and this is just how I like to do mine. It doesn't mean that you have to do it this way. This is just the way that I do it. I've been loving the Urban Decay Brow Blade, and the reason why I like it, it has a very fine tip pin with a brush on one side, and then it has a traditional small brow pencil on the other side. And I use this in conjunction with a brow gel, and I feel like it does everything that I need it to. So I have microbladed brows, and I'm well overdue for a touch-up. All right, so the main idea of creating a nice defined brow, the way that I like to do it is to create, basically, if you were just gonna use like a regular brow pencil, what you could do is you're gonna define the lower part of the brow first, like kind of create a line, a line, and a line, a line, a line, and a line, and then you kind of define the arch a little bit and then fill in. You wanna avoid the inner corner of the brows unless they are fine hair strokes. So I'm using the pen side to create the structure in the lower half of the brow, or the lower portion of the brow, by kind of creating these little flicks of hairs along the bottom of the brow. This is kind of creating that structure and definition. Do you see how? And I'm just taking the tiniest little strokes. And then I basically do the same thing because I'm kind of going in the direction of how my hairs grow. So they're growing downward this way and they're growing upward this way. So then I get to the front of the brow. This is so hard to explain because everybody has such a unique way of doing their brows. This is just the way I do mine, and I find that it works the best. And I then start creating little hair strokes at the front, and then I'm taking my little spoolie and softening up the front. So that's what I'm doing first, is I'm doing the hair strokes, which a lot of people use the pencil side, then the hair strokes, but I find that I like it this way. Now I'm taking the pencil side and I'm just gonna create a little definition to the lower part of the brow and kind of create a little bit more right here. I haven't done my brows like specifically on camera in so long. This is such a weird, it's hard for me to explain because I never talk about it, I just do it. And then I'm using the pencil over here to create a little bit more structure in the arch. So you're kind of like underlining your brows, overlining your brows, and connecting the dots in the middle with the hair-like strokes, if that makes sense. So again, there's an underline, an overline, they connect at the tail, and then you fill in. So I like using the pen part to fill in. It looks a lot more like hair instead of just like these blocky brows. It is defined, it is dark. But again, I will say that I have dark brows, I have dark defined brows, and I have a very strong features with my eyes. If I go pretty weak with my brow, it just doesn't like, I don't know, it just doesn't match my makeup as well in my opinion. You're entitled to your opinion, and if you don't want to do this, run some tinted brow gel through your brows and call it a day. But this is just it. This is really all I do. And a lot of times when you see how the brows look with just the base, you're like, what in the world is this? It is too much. But you'll see when it gets all together. I promise, okay? All right, there are both the brows that are done. Okay, I will also say this is for like a full makeup day. If I'm just doing like a really simple bare makeup, I just flick in a few brow hairs with the brow pen side and call it a day. Like I'm not doing this whole thing. And then I go in with my brow gel, Holy Grail. This is the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. This just locks everything into place like amazingly. And again, my eyebrows are microbladed, but they need a touch up very badly. I am a year out from getting them done, so they're faded so much. That's why I'm spending a little bit more time on my brows than I normally do. But this is like if I didn't have bright microblading, this is what I would be doing with them. And I have the most weird brow hairs ever, and I wish I could do like the fluffy soap brow thing, and I wish I could do all these other things with my brows. It just doesn't, my hairs just don't work. It doesn't work, okay? It just doesn't work. Okay, next is lips because I have mascara on and this is almost a complete look. So I want to put on lips so we can see how this looks before lashes. So if you want to just stop there, then you can stop there or you can keep going. I'm going to do a really, really pretty neutral lip combo, kind of a rosy neutral lip combo that I think is awesome. If you are into the Charlotte Tilbury like Pillow Talk look, this is a great dupe. These two products, the lip liner and the lipstick. And then I'm going to put some gloss on it because I feel like the gloss is super fresh, also on trend for right now and everything. So when choosing a neutral lip color, you definitely want to kind of use your natural lips as a guide and go a couple shades darker. My lips are fairly rosy, and while I do like a beige brownie nude, sometimes I just like to stay a little rosy and go a little bit darker. So I'm going to use this lip liner first. It's Jordana. These are so inexpensive. I find these at Walgreens. The shade is Tawny, and I find this is a gorgeous neutral lip liner. And how I like to apply my lip liner, if you want to give the illusion of a fuller lip, is I like to start at the bottom and kind of go almost under the lip for an overline look. I overline the bottom lip like that. Really easy. And then I don't do a super defined Cupid's bow. What I like to do is I like to kind of do more of a straighter Cupid's bow. It's so hard to explain. And do at the same time. So as you can see here, I am just overlining there. I'm almost like doing a little cross action, like an X, but it's sort of filling that in. And then I kind of go and overline in those areas as well. I think if you have a very defined Cupid's bow, it tends to make the lip look a little smaller. When you kind of straighten out that Cupid's bow a little bit, you can also sort of do this and straighten it out. It gives the illusion of a fuller lip, and you don't have to do too much overlining. I didn't go extreme with the overline, I just kind of straightened that out a little bit. And then I fill this in. This shade is really kind of perfect for my skin tone, so give it a try if you are fair complected, light complected. And then I'm going in with my favorite Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk dupe. This is the Flower Beauty lipstick in the shade Spiced Petal. Your best bet is to shop this online. It is a literal identical dupe. The only thing is the finish is a little bit more of a satin finish. The Charlotte Tilbury has a little bit more of a matte finish. That's going on top. I like the shade. For my skin tone, I find that it's a really pretty rosy neutral. Like, it's not too pink, but it's not too peach. It's just really pretty, super flattering, and I love it. You could totally stop here. Love the way this is looking just like this. You can totally stop, but we're gonna add a little bit of the Maybelline Lifter Gloss on top. This is in the shade Opal, which is a CVS exclusive shade, but there are some others at Ulta and Target. If you get anything like a lighter pink shade or something like this, they're all similar and they're all fairly sheer, so it doesn't really matter which shade that you get as long as it's one that you really like and that you're going to use over and over again. And then I'm just gonna throw that right on top. I think this combo is so flattering. So flattering. It's so juicy, so pretty, so feminine, and it's very neutral. So this lip combo goes with the gold and the browns that I am wearing on the eye, but it also can go with more cool tones as well if I wear more cool tones. So if you are looking for a really pretty neutral lip combo, give those ones a try. I think you're going to love it. All right, we're gonna give you some tips on how to apply false lashes. I did a video on this whole thing before, years ago, but I'm gonna share with you kind of my updated way that I think is the best way to wear a false lash if you are a beginner, if you suck at false lashes, or if you just want a little pop and you don't wanna wear a full strip lash. I take these Christina lashes in the style 43. I cut them in half. So I have kind of the inner corner of the lash and the outer corner of the lash, and I place the outer corners on my outer corners of my lashes. Half lashes are the best way to kind of fake a really gorgeous, like, full lash, and they're so easy to wear. They last all day. I just love the way that a half lash looks on me because there's no like lifting in the inner corner. They just look so natural and like, wow, what mascara are you wearing? You're like, well, what mascara am I wearing? But again, you could stop your makeup look at this, and oftentimes I do. I just kind of stop it right here. But I'm going to show you how to like get that lash poppin'. Also, this is a newer discovery of mine that like I'm obsessed with. This is the Kiss Lash Liner Glue. If you suck at glue, you need this in your life, and I'm just going to show you on camera. It says you're not supposed to use over makeup, but like literally who wears lashes without any sort of eye look on? So all you do is you just draw this close to the lash line like you would eyeliner, and then you place your false lash. Again, this is the half lash. So I am not using a full lash. I am putting this on the outer corner of my lash. I kind of almost sometimes even move it over a little bit to give my lash a lift. This is so easy. That's literally all it took. So easy. If you struggle with false lashes, cut them in half, use the outer half, and use the lash liner glue, and you have an immediate like pop. Can we see the difference? No lash, half lash. It is so incredibly easy, and I like the way that these look in pictures. So if you want to wear like a false lash for a picture and you don't, you are scared of wearing a full strip lash, definitely go this route with the lash liner glue. See how easy it is to apply. Just literally, you can be messy with it too. You can even put some like right there on the lash. If you're worried about it popping up, just throw some on the lash. You don't really even have to wait for this lash glue to dry like you would a traditional lash glue. And then you just pop this down onto the lash line. I'm just blown away with how easy this is. Like, you guys, please do this. Please do this and tag me in pictures because I want to see. And that's it. Like, immediate oomph. If you want to make sure that your lash is secure, what I like to do is like pull my eye outward. Don't tug too hard. Just kind of pull it outward, look down, make sure it's there. And then the very last tip that I have is on how to conceal the lash band. You know how sometimes you put on a false lash and then you realize that you can kind of see that like band. These, first of all, Christina's are very lightweight and don't have a thick lash band. Like, they're just so great and you don't really have to spend a lot of time. One thing you can use is something like a cake liner, or you could even use just like a skinny eyeliner pencil and just go over the lash line. With this cake liner, you do have to get it wet, so you go in with like a little liner brush just like this. And the reason why I like this cake liner is that it's so soft and you can get super precise with it. Then you just close your eye and then get that along the lower lash line. You could also use a black eyeliner. Just dip in with this little angled eyeliner brush into some black eyeliner and lightly get that on the lash band. Another thing that you can do to kind of conceal and sort of like blend the natural lashes with your false lashes is to take some in your waterline. You can use whatever eyeliner you have and just get that on the upper waterline. You're not going to use too much of it. It's just going to blend together and look super seamless, super natural as glam can be, right? It's just going to be a very seamless look. You're not going to be like, oh gosh, her false lashes are really speaking to me right now. You know what I'm talking about? When you see people wearing a strip lash and you're like, that's so obviously like poking out and is distracting. You don't want the lash strip to be distracting. And that's all I did. Again, you could use whatever eyeliner you have. I also love this one from Maybelline to get in there in tight line. Just this skinny little gel pencil. Of course, I'm linking everything. Gonna just wiggle that back and forth. And we have definition, but we're not using a heavy liner look to our face. All right, we are done. We have finished this 4-part series. I really hope that you found it helpful. I hope you learned something. I hope there was something in here for you to take away and be able to incorporate in your own routine. And in this video, I hope I was able to teach you something that was a little different and useful, especially with the false lashes. I think that's such an amazing way to do them. That's so easy that anybody can do it, honestly. So I hope that was helpful. I want to give you guys a huge thank you for staying tuned to these videos, this 4-part series. This was something that I thought of as something that I could refer back to you all if I got questions about brushes or placement or things like that. I really just thought about breaking this down and making it easy for everyone to follow and refer back to. So I am so thankful for you sticking around and watching these videos. It was a labor of love to put together, and I thank you for being here and I thank you for your support. If you have any other suggestions on video ideas or any other content that you'd like me to create for you, please leave it in the comments below. I would love to hear from you if you have any ideas. So again, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!